Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for the 29th of October. So, the weekly chart here, we've been looking at, wave 3 over here with an A and a B and a C for wave 4 as an expanded flat. And then we've been looking for the move up from wave 4 here, either up to wave 1 or wave 5 here. In this move up through here, we're looking at it in 5 waves. So we're looking at the top here as wave 3, an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then up for wave 5 here. I do have to say though, it is possible to have wave 5 sitting, this top sitting here as well. And the reason I say that for is because that's quite evident in the resources sector across well, certainly in Australia, and BHP and Rio are quite big companies, and they are they're in other countries as well. So I think BHP's traded on 6 exchanges. So yeah, so we just need to be a bit careful. But the way that we'll be careful about that is that if this is an A and a B and a C wave here, then we'll have 5 waves in here. Anything beyond that here, then we'll know that Houston, there's a problem. So anyway, let's just go into the daily chart and check it out. So from the low here of wave 4, we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and all the way up for wave 3 here, and then an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here. There still may be a triangle in this. We'll talk about that. As a wave 4 here, the 38.2% retracement level is at 31.48, so 31.50 roughly. So that gives us a little bit of a target, which is a little bit of a dip below the wave A here in this case. Alrighty, so let's kind of pick up from where we were yesterday with all of this. On the 4-hour chart here, we'll have a look at the triangle pattern too, but we've got wave 3 here with an A and a B and looking for 5 waves here. So we know that I'll have to adjust all of this. In fact, I'll have to redo this. There's a couple of other ways that this could count down through here. We'll do, can I do, I can just do one here. So we'll just do a little bit of adjustment here, just take a little bit of a time. So we're looking down here really at, well, I'll just drop that even lower here to this point here. That's that 31.50 sort of area. We'll probably see wave 3 bounce off this space here. We'll drop this down to here, but I will be having a look at another, we'll be working on another 5 wave structure coming down here as well today. So still leaves me one short here. I'll just have to do it like this. In fact, I just actually want to leave this like this actually. I'm just going to do this one a little bit differently. This is just an alternative count that we can look at. I don't think it's the case though, which is going to, I'm just going to bring this down further here, just out of the way really at this point. I just want to, that would bring that wave 4 in here. Have we got wave 5? Yep. Don't worry too much about this one just yet. I'm just really doing this for myself at this stage, just to give, I like to put ideas into the pot so I can work with them. But okay, so we don't have to worry about that one just yet, but I just want to save that. I just had to put it there while I saw it, that's all. So we'll come back and look at the hourly chart for this in a moment, but I'll just go to our alternative counts here. So our alternative counts are, well, coming down for the A wave, 3 waves for the B wave, and then we had the B wave coming down to the C wave, and we can also have a triangle pattern with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, which I'm bringing down here to the, because this B wave moved up here so higher than the 61.8% roughly there, then I brought this one down here to the, well, that current low is probably around the 78.6, which is the square root of 61.8%. But I have to say, this, you know, this move down, this move back up through here you know, is really sort of up around the sort of 90%. So it's fine for this one to come also down to that sort of space as well here, and still have our triangle pattern come through here. So we just need to be a little bit mindful. We can even have that flat there as well. So, but we'll count, because if we can count this down as 3 waves down to here, then we suddenly get a jump here, then we need to be aware of that. That's all. So we'll be looking at counting 5 waves down, but we also need to know where that wave C there is for that wave D there, and you know, if that falls, where that falls there, where it sits. So we need to know, I need to know at what point I'm wrong, you know, and we need to know before we get to that wrong point, you know, what risk are we holding at that particular point, and how we can mitigate that risk at that particular point in time. So yeah, but what I'm going to do now is just going to focus on this. If we focus on the 5 waves down here, then we'll know where the C wave is. So first of all, we're just looking at this then on this 4-hour chart, and we're looking down at sort of 3150 sort of area. But the count that I think that we're working with is this one here. So rightio. So so I've changed it around a little bit. So I've got this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Now I'm not quite keen on this, because, but each way I look at it, I've got a bit of an issue. But that's why the 4-hour count works quite well, because we can look at all of this as wave 1 here, and then 2 here, then wave 1 and 2, and then wave 1 and 2, and then the third of the third coming into play here. But this is the other count, so I'll just play with this as well. So looking at wave 1 here in green, wave 2 here, and then looking down into green wave 3 here, which will be wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here, and then down for 5 here of the third wave. The fourth wave can pull back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, so I should put it there, but I'll just put it a little bit lower. It just depends how far this goes as such. So we'll just check that. We'll get closer to this in a moment on the 15-minute chart. But the takeaway here is wave 1 here and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave and fifth wave ending down here. So we're still looking, we know the old lows around just above the 32, but the 38.2% is around the 3150 area, 3148, but I'll have to really nail that down to if I'm going to talk that accurately about something. So yeah, look, that's it in a bit of a nutshell. And the reason I like this for is that I won't look at the Nasdaq, but my guide stick has been Google. So with Google here, yesterday and the day before that we looked at it, we were looking at this down here as a 3-wave structure for wave 4, then wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's all pretty clear to me. Look, I suppose we could get an ABC correction out of this, but as an ABC correction, we'd have to look at this as A, B, C for the A wave, and then the B wave, and then the C wave here. But, you know, as a 5-wave structure here for Google, the length is in the third wave here, and the fourth wave's I suppose it's quite simple, but a little bit complicated in wave A, and B's okay, C's okay. Wave 1 and 2 here is nice and sharp. Nice 5-wave structure in wave A here. So what we were looking for with Google when we spoke yesterday, we were looking for a rally into the 1600 there, even though the 61.8% was a little bit higher. We always work to the closest largest number, and then we work group 1 and group 2 below that number, so we can break that fractal down. Yeah, we're looking for this to pull back to the 1500. As I mentioned, the 50% is above and the 61.8%. So we may come a bit lower and all the rest of it. But it made a good case for looking at this yesterday, looking at this 5-wave structure here, and then looking at and we would move down to here. So yesterday we thought we'll get a rally and then we'll come down again based on Google. Alphabet here rather, and that's played out quite nicely. So I'm not going to bother counting this here, but yeah, it's going to finish in here somewhere for this. So look, it could be a B wave up here, but it hasn't pulled down, you know, it's not way down here just yet or anything. So we'll just keep an eye on this. So it's just another sort of spanner in the works as such for this. But the Nasdaq has got three waves up here, so we can look at the Nasdaq as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming down, or even a triangle would suit just as well. But I won't go into that. I just want to focus on the S&P for the moment. So coming back to the 1 hour chart here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to go to the 15-minute chart here and just drill down into that a little bit further if we can. So now that you know where wave 1 is and wave 2 is at that particular point, looking at this as well, just counting this down here as 1 as we did in the other chart, and then wave 2 here. This could be counted a bit differently. You could actually have blue wave 3 and 4 sitting just in here for this, okay? So, but it doesn't really matter because we still end up with the same result as wave 1 and wave 2. So we don't need to spend time on resolving that. But our focus is really from wave 2 down to wave 3 here. So we'll probably go to the tick chart for this, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I'll just check it on the tick chart. The interesting thing here, though, is that the wave 4 here, from wave 2 to the wave 3 low here, that can bring us way back up into this space up here. I doubt it, but I'm just pointing out that that's where it can come to at this point. It's retesting the 3300 here, so a breach of the low here would be a short trade at this point. But I think what we can do is go to the tick chart here now for this. So the takeaway here is that it can come up to the 38.2% retracement level. If the extension's in wave 3, so we could look at wave 1 here and wave 5 here, from wave 4 to 5 being roughly the same length as such. So I just use a bit of a yardstick here. I know it's a bit basic, but so I don't think it's going to pull all the way back up to there. So, but whatever that is, it's going to get us pretty close to the 3200, isn't it, in that regard? So we can put that down there, and then we can put this wave 4 over here. And if that's going to pull down to the 3200, which is in a nice trend here, so then this 38.2% retracement level comes back up here to the wave 4 of 1 less degree. I think that's going to be in there. That's going to take us to that point, just roughly speaking. So that's kind of the shell that we're looking at for this here. I also wouldn't expect the wave 4 to pull back this high here. I think that's going to come lower at that point. So that's something, but we can expect a bit of a bounce there. We just need to see if the market's going to let go of the 33. So 31, and don't forget that's where we're looking, 31.50 really. So 31, 32, and 33 are all part of group 1. But I'm going to go to the tick chart now for what it's worth, and just pull apart this structure that we've been looking at here for a moment. So I'll just need to bring in a little bit more data. So we've got wave 1 here and 2 here in green. All right, so we're going down for wave 3 in green here. We've got wave 1 here and 2 here. And then this is how this is how I've arrived at the third wave here. So from wave 2 here, I've got wave 1, which we can move over there. Nice ABC for 2, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Well, that could be counted differently too, actually. But anyway, I'll stay with it for a moment. But noted wave 4, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So there could be another leg in this, but stay short if you're short. This could also be, we're looking for this to pull back up much higher, as you know. So there's a couple of things here we'll look at. We can look at this here as, we can look at this here like this, as an ABC for the A wave, an ABC here for the B wave, and 5 waves up for the C wave, and finish there with the wave 4 there. At the same time, this could also just be, copy this, can be wave B here and wave C coming back up higher over here, and whoops daisy, having that come up here. I'll put it a bit higher because that's where it should have been, up that way somewhere. So all of this copying this one here, all of this just may be the A wave here, and then all of this being the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave. I don't think so, but we still can't wipe out that retracement up here for this. But the takeaway here is that stay short, because these are overlapping wave structures, and it's corrective. It's a continuation pattern within the trend. And that's it, folks. So we should be heading down. Our next port of call, once this is rejected, is looking at wave 5 down at 3200 area. Just going to recap on the hourly chart here. So that's where we are within all this structure. So the takeaway target is 3150, and we're, when you look at this whole trend from the top down to the bottom here, and I think that we just really need to take it down a bit further by just the feeling of it all. But when you look at all of this right here is the center of the trend. So we've got, so wave 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 here, and then down for the third wave. So in this is this is the center of the whole structure at this point. So normally what you could do to just get a bit of a view on it, because what you see is not what you get in the markets. It's the opposite. It's not like buying a car or a suit. You look at it and say, that's the price and that's what I want and that's what you get. When you're looking at a market and looking at what this is here, this is not what you get next, It's not what you're buying. You're not buying more of that. But what you can do is you can take this half of the trend, this half of the trend here, and if you could imagine it and just flip it over upside down and bring it down here, then all these become series of fourth waves here, fourth and fourth, and down for the fifth at that point. So it'll give you a little bit of an idea how the market's going to bounce on the way down, but that's where we are. So I'll leave it at that, and thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated.